It is fall, finally, here in the Pacific Northwest. We are actually getting some rain and crappy weather, and I couldn't be happier. It is a wonderful fall day. It is my favorite time of year. All my favorite colors. I get to wear my favorite clothes. I get to wear my favorite makeup, and I get to spend less time sweating and more time snuggling and drinking coffee and just enjoying myself and relaxing during this time of year. And I do try to find cool tones and cool tone friendly makeup for those of us who are fair with cool tones or even neutral. It is time for the monthly cool tone and cool tone friendly makeup video, and this time everything's going to be sort of fall themed. So you are going to see that there's going to be some little warm pops of color in here, but these are all ones that I think are very wearable even if you have very cool tone skin or neutral skin, or they're just cool tone friendly in general. Usually I kind of start with skin products. This time I think I'm going to go into eyes because I tried a lot of new stuff for eyes, and in general in these videos I try to find either new stuff to the market or things that are very new to me that maybe have been around but just haven't been talked about a lot. So this is one of those things where it's new to me but is not necessarily new, but I think these are absolutely beautiful. So this is part of what I am wearing today. I'm actually wearing a whole mix of things and we'll get into those as well. But I have to say, I really love these Charlotte Tilbury little 9-pan ones. These, you can still get them on Beautylish and they're absolutely worth the money. I hate to say that because they're very expensive. In one of my last videos, I talked about this one. This is sort of a very cool tone palette. I love this. I have already panned this one right here because it's just such a gorgeous shimmer. The shimmer shades in these, and honestly the mattes as well, all of them, really nice formulas, really beautiful colors, gorgeous color stories. I love these. If you want that sort of sophisticated shimmer and that really like high-end look, these are freaking gorgeous. Okay, so I already talked about this one. Let's talk about the other two that I have been using. So we'll start with this one. Now this one seems like it's a little bit maybe too warm, and it's really not. It is that sort of more red rusty undertoned kind of warm, which if you are cool toned, you can actually get away with. That's what I have. So sort of a mix of these colors here is what I have right here, sort of just in the corner to bring up a little bit of, I wanted to bring up the reds that are the undertone of this brown. This is another kind of brown that absolutely, even though it's warm, it's got a little bit of fall feel to it, you can still wear it. It's not like offensively warm. It doesn't clash with you. It actually sort of makes you look fantastic. And some of the shimmers in here are just so impactful and so pretty. I just barely touch that. This one I have right here as it's part of what's right here. It is just this really gorgeous light overlay. Some of these a little bit will flake down on, you know, your cheeks if you're not careful, but if you just go lightly with them, the kind of sparkle that this has is one of my favorites. So easy to work with, very, very soft, so beautiful. And this color story is just like fall to me. This is absolutely gorgeous. This one was a little harder to find for me and I had my eye on it for a while. This is the green themed one. And yeah, it's really gorgeous. So if I want to go more towards the greens, this has another one of those amazing shimmers. This shimmer is just a little warmer than this one. Still very, very usable. And then I'm running out of fingers. The greens in this are just really, really pretty. Okay, we're on to the thumb. And so wearable. I do like that the greens in this are almost a little more watercolory and you can build them up. They're all shimmery, but oh my gosh, I'm out of fingers here. I'm gonna have to wipe my fingers off. This like acid green here This is so good for fall. That is a gorgeous fall color. So it gives you sort of like all the different kind of greens. You have sort of the sea blue greens, and then like a standard emerald green, and then sort of a medium sort of ethereal, you know, just, I don't know, just right down the middle sort of green, and then this acidy green, which is, I mean, there's almost colors of that in my hair. Gorgeous. Absolutely love it. So I know these are expensive. I hate to recommend them because of that, but totally worth it. Do not regret. I reach for these all the time, especially right now during fall. Okay. Now, this one was a last minute addition, and it is not super expensive, and I was pleasantly surprised. I like ColourPop. I generally don't like the ones that are like this, where they're themed and they come in a big cardboard sort of thing. I really prefer their little like sort of 9-pan ones. Those tend to be better, and I have a whole video from last year or the year before where I go through a bunch of them that are all really good, perfect for fall. A lot of them are still available, so you can check those out too. However, this one's brand new, and when I saw the color story, I was like, oh, okay, that's a really pretty color story. Let's go ahead and give it a try. Unfortunately, maybe the quality is not going to be that good, but that color story is just fall. And it's something that like cool tones can for sure wear. So I am not disappointed that I did. I will say, this thing doesn't swatch that well. And so I was like, oh no, you know, when I got it. But then I started using it on my eyes, and I was like, actually, this goes on great. It goes on just like any of the other sort of really like solidly good formulas. So I gotta say, not disappointed at all. And this color right here is one of my absolute favorites. I have been using this. I actually have a little bit of sort of mixed in, like a little bit right here, just to give this little bit of ethereal green to it. Just the littlest bit. I gotta stop putting stuff on my eyes. It's just gonna turn into a mess. But I do have this mixed in. Like I said, the eye look I have is gonna be a mix of almost all of the eyeshadows that I have been tinkering with. So that's why I'm keep bringing it up. But yeah, I mean, this is a beautiful burgundy, beautiful rusty, sort of very soft, like matte khaki green. All of them, I mean, like really good quality. When you feel it, the glitters feel a little, or shimmers feel a little bit like they're not gonna go on that well, but then they do. So yeah, don't overlook this one. This one was sort of a surprise, and just ignore that there's Shrek on it because this color story is like fall, and it is absolutely gorgeous, and it actually does perform really well, at least on your eyes. So there's that. Okay, now these are fun, and if you like those greens that I've kind of, you know, those rusty sort of fall greens that I've been getting into, these are really cool. I think I found these originally on YesStyle, but I found better prices by just sort of searching around. Walmart tends to carry, or you know, Walmart.com will carry some of these, and you can get them for like half the price, and the shipping is better and all that stuff. So I will try to put in the best links I can find as far as where you can get these, because I kind of had to search all over. Okay, so these can be anywhere from like $15 to $25, somewhere around there. And these, again, really, really good for the money. Just kind of, oh my gosh, look at that. Look how shiny those are. These are absolutely gorgeous. You get ethereal looks. There's that color that I really like that I just showed you from the Shrek palette. A lot of the same kind of colors. So if you didn't want to splurge on the Charlotte Tilbury, some of these, especially that green one, you're gonna get a lot of the same greens right here, if that's what you were mostly interested in, because the rest of them are sort of browns in there. And then there is a nice shimmer, like sort of champagne color, but what you were most interested in was those greens, this kind of covers, I think, most of the greens that she has in that palette. And these are a little shinier and a little denser. So this is a good option if you are looking for something that's not quite so expensive and you want those greens. Absolutely gorgeous. I have been really happy. In fact, you can also get this one, which has more of the greens, and it does have some of the very muted, very cool browns as well. So these are also very, very, I mean, they're just gorgeous. So like this color front is like that beautiful green from the Lisa Eldridge. Like, these are really, really good, honestly. So these are the two green ones. Not disappointed, super happy with those. You don't expect to order something from, you know, sort of like the Chinese internet and have it show up and actually be good, because I always try everything, and I want to share the ones that are like, okay, that one was good, that's totally worth it, like go get it. And these are a little hard to get. Now, if you were more interested in sort of the very, very cool toned sort of browns and almost blue grays and stuff, well, they have those too. This blue, it's like a very watery blue, so it's actually, you can build it up. It's really easy to use. Really dark black, really good brown, and then a really nice usable silver. This silver is a little underwhelming, but if you're not looking for like super punchy, it's decent. I wouldn't say it's as good as the Charlotte Tilbury silver for sure. A nice companion palette to that is more of these sort of neutral grays that are actually, and a little bit better silver, sort of a pewter color that is a little more wearable if you're looking for very sort of monochrome looks. So you can also make really good smoky eyes with these, which is really nice. So at any rate, if you had been curious about these palettes, if you'd seen them go by and, you know, you troll around on YesStyle like I do sometimes and you wonder like, is it really that good? Yeah, these are really good. So yeah, I definitely recommend checking these out if you were curious about them. Sort of a random addition, but a while ago, I had recommended the Fembot color, the single shadow. Apparently just sold out everywhere. If you can get it, it's still really, really pretty. I use it, I do like it. It's kind of a lot for just a single shadow. I did see, as I was walking by, NYX has been coming out with the Butter Bling sort of like highlighter shades. And boy, that looks familiar, right? And these are more like $12. You get this huge pan. I'm not putting this on my cheeks. That's what it's made for. I mean, that's kind of crazy. And this is definitely sort of a darker version of it, but it is very similar. It has it doesn't have such a rusty undertone to it, so it is more solidly cool. I do use this sometimes as an eyeshadow, so I'll use this sort of in the crease or over the lid. So if you couldn't get that other one and that's enough shine for you, or you're just interested in that color, I thought that it was an interesting way to get around, and it was so similar I had to mention it. So definitely not as shiny, but I bought it, I use it. I mean, it's still something that you could try. Okay, now I am not a good liquid eyeshadow user. I am trying to become a better liquid eyeshadow user just because they have, so many of the colors are so pretty. Some of the formulas are really nice. I'm trying to learn how to use them. And I have gotten some really pretty looks with these. So I did want to mention, so a couple of these are newer colors. These are the Armani liquid eyeshadows, and you know, these have been around, they're a staple forever. This color is so freaking pretty. They have two new colors. This one I am wearing all over the lid as a base shimmer. So pretty. Let me swatch these out for you. This one, I wish it was more impactful, but it's gorgeous. I mean, like, it's good enough, and it feels so good going on your eyelid that like I don't care. I use it all the time. And then this one is also a newer color. Sorry, that was a crappy swatch. So this one I will use sort of in the crease, but it's dark. I kind of wish there was a color in between. I couldn't find one that wasn't warm, that was like shimmery. I might have just missed it, but at any rate, these are kind of expensive, so I only bought the ones I really thought I would use. And this color, I can't help it. There's something about this color that I just keep trying to use over and over again because I think it's so pretty. I guess I'll use my finger here, because look at that. It is like the perfect, like dead cool mauvey wine color. So that is actually what I have sort of as the base of the wing and also up here in the crease. It was the base part of what I used today, and then I used this all over. I didn't use this one today, but I have to say, if you've been kind of, you know, wanting to dip your toe in, like I was, these are really beautiful, cool tone friendly, cool toned fall colors that are gorgeous. And if I had to pick one, this is really nice, especially when I have no time in the morning and I'm gonna do my hour-long drive back and forth to school. I will just put this all over the lid because it just makes me look a little less dead. It's very pretty. It's subtle. It's very, very pretty. Now, on top of that, I decided that I was going to also give the Makeup by Mario, their new liquid eyeshadow, a try. Now, I went and swatched all of the shades, so it's kind of surprising that I picked this one, but this is almost the only really cool shade, and that's why I picked this one. So I actually really like this formula. The problem, as it always is with Makeup by Mario, everything's warm. Even when they call it cool, it's warm. You know, he works down in California. A lot of people are tan. A lot of people don't look like me. I think that's just his clientele and the aesthetic. So not for me. I was kind of bummed because this is a really nice formula. So I did get this one really nice look by using this at the base of my lashes and then just sort of working it out. Makes an absolutely beautiful, really, really smooth, smoky eye. So you can really use it to smoke out a look, and it's really gorgeous. It's very easy to work with. I love it. I just wish he had cool tone or even more neutral, like truly neutral colors that don't all lean warm or look sort of peachy pink. None of those is something I'm gonna actually want to put on my eyes because they tend to make me look a little sick. So at any rate, this one, if you wanted to use it for those smoky looks and you want a really blurred out look, it's actually really nice to work with. It's a great formula. I just wish he had more colors for me. Okay. After Danessa Myricks came out with her, the shimmer sticks, I think they're called. These, like the shimmery part of them, really gorgeous. However, they're messy, they're flaky, they don't blend well, they're really hard to deal with. I've been able to use them as toppers a little bit, some of the lighter colors, but in general, that formula is just rough for me, which is unusual for Danessa Myricks. Usually her formulas are great. That one just doesn't work that well. Apparently other people are getting on the bandwagon. Tower 28 came out with a very similar formula, and I like it better in some ways, but they do suffer from all of, like, I wanted a nice cool champagne color. They don't have it. They have a peachy pink, they have a golden yellow. They don't have a good center shade, but this is really pretty and it's very smooth, and it is that same gel cooling. It will clump up a little bit, but this formula blends better. It really does. I am wearing some of that in the crease, so some of that has managed to get underneath all of this just as I was playing with everything. And then I also got the dark brown color. Let's put that there. Wait a minute, I just mixed those up. Okay, this is Viper. Sorry. Okay, so this is Viper, and it is sort of this like purpley shimmer color that is very, very cool toned. It is gorgeous. That's actually my favorite color. That was really, I probably should have just gotten that one. This is, I think, chestnut. I'll put up the name. This color I will use in the corner to make a look between these two, and I will just do that, and then I have to put something lighter in the center. Gorgeous. Formula is decent, better, a little more workable than the Danessa Myricks. Same kind of thing. When they dry down, they don't budge, so that's nice, but they can also leave your eyes feeling a little crusty. I'm gonna have to go out and say, so there's not very many places you can get these anymore because I think KVD is discontinuing them, but neither of these formulas stand up to the, sorry, I've got a mess here, to the KVD Dazzle sticks, which are just, they're shinier, they are easier to work with, they are softer, they don't flake nearly as bad, they're just smoother, the colors are better. absolutely gorgeous. If you can find these, you know, even maybe somebody who's got them on eBay or something like that, if you want to be doing some of this kind of formula, those are still the best if you can find them. I think Ulta had a few of them left on their website, but they are clearly discontinuing them. So do you need to run out and get the Tower 28 ones? No, but I do really love that Viper color, so I do keep trying to use that, and I'm not really too disappointed with that. It's just, it is a hard formula to integrate with other formulas. It would be helpful to have the lighter color in the same formula so that I could make a full look with it, but they don't have that for me. So those are new. You might have been curious about them. I did want to show you, you know, what they look like, and let you decide whether you want to go check them out or not. Okay, and finally for eyes, I love this formula. It's a little hard to work with, just because it is so smooth. It is so cooling, and like, I mean, it comes out like butter. And these are very, the colors are really dark, but I love the color that they are supposed to be, right? Which is this like really beautiful. So I wish it was, this is a little more brown, honestly. I wish it was a little more like actually this color. I do have this as my liner today. They are meant to be eyeshadow sticks, but I use them as liners that I will blur out and up. So I do have a bit of this like right here. And so you can just sort of go on. They are the smoothest thing ever, and then they dry down and they don't budge. So they're just, the formula on these are like an absolute pleasure to use, and these are some of my favorite colors. So I have been using these as the base. The thing is that you do have to be careful with them because they are smooth and they are so blendy that if you don't just let them dry down as is and you do try to blend them out, you will end up with that dark color just everywhere. So I just, these colors are like my fall favorites. They are my heart. Really good dulled out green, all of them dark enough to actually use as like a liner. Yeah, if you haven't checked these out, these are actually in the drugstore, so not terrible in price, and especially if you want smoky looks, these will give you smoky looks for sure with just these. I mean, I love these, and these colors are to die for. Okay, let's move on to like cheeks and, you know, face products. So I'm not going to do a whole lot of face products. I've been doing a lot of foundation reviews because we had 2 new foundation releases, the Natasha Denona, which some people love, I did not, and then the Makeup by Mario, and some people probably like it. I did not. I'm sticking with my CoverGirl. I did mention in one of my last videos that I was trying out the Fenty pink powder, and I do want to try the loose powder, which I saw is out. I'm probably going to go check that out tomorrow, but I had been not so sure about this one, but I have been continuing to use this, and I gotta say, this is really smoothing. It's really pretty. It is what I'm wearing today. It is great for this area. I'm under hot lights, so I constantly start sweating and I start breaking through my makeup when I'm under these lights, and it is great for just touching that up and without adding a whole bunch of like, it doesn't get cakey on you. It's thin and smoothing enough. It is like truly a kind of finishing powder, but it does have a little bit of coverage and a little bit of color. So I have to say it does a great job of smoothing. And so if you were kind of curious about these, generally speaking, I have not liked the Fenty powders. I do like this one. I have been reaching for it a lot, especially as a finishing powder, but I did today use it all over my face and I think it works great. So I do recommend this. When it comes to cheeks, this time of year, I tend to get away from the nice cool pinks. They just don't go with a lot of the makeup looks that I like. I love cool pinks and cool purples. Those are kind of what I gravitate towards the whole rest of the year. This time of year, I love the rusty colors, but it has to be something that leans a little bit more red undertoned, berry undertoned, a little more cool toned. And so these are the ones, even though some of these are not new, these are the ones that I reach for all the time so that they actually go with some of my other looks. Probably my number one pick is Bespoke by Merit. It's such a perfect, like, cooler mid-tone, like it's almost what I have on my lips here, and you can build it up or you can keep it really light. This is perfect for any of these kind of looks where it's not too cool, but it's also not too warm. And I love this formula. So Merit is really probably, out of everything I've tried for my cheeks, Merit, these Merit Flesh Balms are my absolute favorite number one pick, aside from, well, I like that these have a little less color, but if you're looking for a little more color, it's a little expensive. Well, it's a lot expensive, but Garçon by Westman Atelier, these guys have an absolutely beautiful formula. Again, it's muddy, it's a little rusty, but it's got a cooler undertone, so you can totally get away with it. And beautiful formula. It's just more pigmented. So those two are ones that I really, really reach for if I'm looking for some sort of liquid, a little bit see-through kind of coverage when it comes to, you know, matching all of the other looks that I like to wear. If I'm going more berry toned, again, not new to me, but this is one of the colors that Merit doesn't offer. This is Moira, and I have been using this as my deep wine berry, and it is actually cool toned, and it gives you much the same sort of thing. So they do have this color, whereas Merit doesn't offer that color. So if you really need it cool, but you want that like sort of berry fall, a little deeper coloring, I really like this one from Moira. This one's Love Bitten by Moira. In this sort of formula, these are really, really gonna work for most of the fall looks that I'm going for, either neutral to a little bit warm or very, very cool. Now, if you want a full-on liquid and you really are into that whole cool berry sort of look, I do love this formula. It shears way out, so like don't be too afraid of it, see? And this one also works really, really well with our cool tones. So you can get that hint, that flush of a deeper color without it being like just, you know, clown makeup on you. So if you like this formula, I mean, it is so thin and so light. I absolutely, actually really love this formula, especially if my skin's dry, but even when it's not, it goes really well with liquid makeup. It's just, it's dewy, it's gorgeous. I can't say enough. So that's one of the ones that I also reach for when I am looking for that sort of berry look, but I don't want it to be like too much. I don't want just like berry. This formula actually lends itself to like paler skin types that need something like, I want that color, but not solidly, right? So this is good for that. I got this. This is the Kosas little marbleized blushes, and this one's Euphoria. This is the one that I reliably reach for when I'm looking for something a little on the shiny, a little on the rusty side, but this one is definitely a lot more wearable. It's just a older skin friendly sort of formula. It ends up being a little more of a redder undertone, and I think it's a little more buildable. It's what I would reach for all the time this time of year. So anytime I have a look that is not cool, this is the one that I actually like to reach for, and I think it looks really nice. I got this in a trio, and it was a really good deal. I think it was like $30 for 3 of these, and I'm never gonna get through this. I don't need more than this little one, so if you can find a deal on the little ones, that's kind of the best deal, because this is a really nice blush formula. I kind of wish they had a few more cooler colors besides their like a cool bubblegum pink, which I do wear actually, but yeah, I wish they had a little more true mauve-y colors, because this formula is really, really nice. Okay, let's move on to everybody's favorite. Let's do lips. And yeah, there's some really good ones this time around. So yeah, let's go ahead and get into it. Let's start with a couple new additions from Fenty. So these colors, oh my gosh, look at that. that, I have a fingernail polish that looks like this, and it is so gorgeous. And this is just like a true cool version sort of their hot chocolate. It's not hot chocolate. I'll put up the names. I can't see them, and I don't remember what they are, but these are really gorgeous. I am just, yeah, I'm already a huge fan of the Fenty formula, but I mean, yeah, I love when they add these kind of colors. This of course is not cool, but it is cool tone friendly, and it's so light, even though it's in sort of an orange base. You don't really see it that much. What you more see is that beautiful sort of teal shift in there. I mean, it looks like fall leaves. Gorgeous. And then, so that one's more see-through, and then this darker sort of chocolate one is definitely like more, it's dead cool, and it's got a lot more colors. So a lot of times I will basically put this on as my base, and then I will lighten up the center with that. I love those. And the formula, like, you don't have to twist my arm to get me to put this on my lips. It smells delicious and it feels wonderful. It's always been a good formula. So I love when I get new colors. These are new to me, and I wear them like every day. I love these. These are from Kaleidos, and I mean, I'm a fan of lip gloss anyway, but like when you want something cool tone and you order it, usually the ones that are coming from the Asian countries, they show up and they are sort of this reddy, orangey, rusty brown undertone. They're not like a true mauve, or they're just like a hot pink, right? No, these are freaking cool tone, and the formula is amazing. They are absolutely lovely to put on the lips. I love these. So these are the 3 cool tone colors that I found. Look at that. That's even more cool toned. This is more like a medium mauve. This one is like a fully cool toned mauve. Amazing. And then this shimmer, I wear this over just about everything right now, and it doesn't look like much here. It's just a cool sort of grayed out shimmer with a little bit of like bluish purple reflect, but it goes so nicely over other stuff to sort of cool it down and then add that beautiful shimmer. And again, one of the things that I love about this is obviously that it's actually cool tone, but the formula on this is top shelf. So good. I love putting this on my lips. I think I need to go back and get some that are just like almost skin colored or a lighter color, because this feels so good on my lips that I want to put it on in the morning when I hardly have any makeup on, just to sort of bring my lips back up to like skin color, right? And I want to put this formula on, you know, it has the right applicator. It feels nice. It's not too juicy. It's not sticky. It's like just right. So not only are these amazing colors, but they feel amazing on your lips. So yeah, these ones are like a run, don't walk. These are so good. Okay, another Asian brand. This is Girl Cult. So far, I think I've liked everything I've ordered from Girl Cult. Yeah, you have to be patient because you have to order it and wait for it to come, and you kind of got to hunt around to find the ones you want. But again, I think I found these on Walmart, and so I got them for like a quarter of the price and got them shipped a lot sooner. So somebody's got some of these in stock, like stateside, I think. This is another one of those ones. The colors are really good and just perfect for fall. And then it's got that lip jelly sort of texture that feels so nice on your lips, where it sticks kind of where you put it. It looks not so shiny, but it is shiny. It's just really moisturizing and gorgeous, really wearable sort of fall colors. It's got a little bit of that translucent nature, which allows your lip color to shine through. So pretty. These ones I actually reach for quite a lot because it tends to match a lot of the shirts that I'm wearing. And let me get this one. So this one is actually, this color is very cool toned, kind of a rusty color, and then this is like the color of my shirt. So this one's probably my favorite, and I will put up which one it is because everything is just numbers. It's like L something, and I can't see. Most of this is in very faint Chinese. I can't read Chinese. All right. So anyway, These, again, it's sort of a run, don't walk. If you like that kind of like gel formula, you know, they're not like cooling or anything like that. It's a really good version of it, and the colors are amazing for fall and amazing for cool tone people. So, I mean, win, win, win. I'm guessing these probably slipped under the radar for a lot of people because they don't do what I do, which is search every few days. I search on Sephora and Ulta and I see what's not new, what's just dropped. And I search through everything new to see what's new so that I can go try it and tell you guys about it. So ABH, they put out a couple of, well, I think 5 or 6 new colors in their matte formula. And I was like, ooh, those look like there are some actual cool tones in there, and those are really pretty for fall. And they are. So if, like me, you have gone and looked at the ABH stuff and been like, oh, it all looks warm when you swatch it on you, but the formula looks nice, and it's like, oh, those look like such nice nude colors, but none of those when you swatch them look right on me. They're all orange. They have some ones that are not now, and one of the things I will mention about these, for whatever reason, when you first sort of start swatching them, they're dry. They do, like, it's almost like they have a seal on them or something. And so it does take a little while to get them to be less dry. So don't let that put you off. They actually become a lot more usable, but they are a little like skippy at first. And so they just need to be warmed up and like used a little bit. And then they're fine. They're just like a normal matte. And in fact, a fairly smooth matte, as you can see. Like, I'm not having any trouble there. Look at that color. That is such a beautiful, muted, nude, like, but cool toned color. Oh, I love this one. So that one is absolutely gorgeous. There's 2 that are my favorites here, and there is a mauve one. And that is actually what I started out with on my lips today. Just a really good, slightly rusty mauve, but like actually cool toned mauve. It's a real true cool tone mauve, and these are just, they look like velvet. So they really are a dead matte. I tend to, like, I can't help myself. I want to put all kinds of stuff on my lips, and instead of leaving these as beautiful dead mattes, which they're gorgeous, I always end up putting a lip gloss over them. They work great with the lip gloss too. And then I couldn't help myself. This is vampy, but it's cool toned. Oh my gosh, look at that color. Oh, that's so pretty. So what I'll do is I'll just pat this in the corners. I have tried wearing this color, and it has nothing to do with the formula. Just the color is like black hole dark on me if I wear it full force. I think it's a little bit much for me, but some of you, it might be perfect. It's actually cool tone. It's so gorgeous. It is so pretty. It's pretty enough that I try to get it around the edges, and I try to get it in there somewhere because it's so pretty. Anyway, if you haven't checked out the ABH new ones, they do have some cool ones just for us. Yes. Okay, now one of the things that I love this time of year is to actually wear some of the shimmery shades, even though it always makes me think of like the 80s, but these I think are sophisticated enough. They look really, really nice. So this is something I found on Amazon. These ones are a little hit or miss by shade, but this shimmer formula is really soft and gorgeous, and it's super cheap, and what a pretty color. Feels really, really nice on your lips. The other side has a little liner on it. The liners are a little stiff, a little sort of, I don't know. Don't get it for the liner. The liner's all right. That's not really, it's neither here nor there. But the actual, I like the sort of stylo style because it's just, it fits your lips just perfect, and you can almost use it as a lip liner itself. And this is a gorgeous, really wearable color, and these are not expensive. Now, if you like that kind of shimmer, I don't know if this is still available. This is one of the MAC ones that I found during the MAC sale they were having at Ulta. This is so pretty. I don't know how I missed this, but the mauve shimmer, this is gorgeous, and it's a very, very smooth and totally cool tone formula and color. So like this particular one, if you can still find it, if they're not out of it, I'll put the name up because again, too small, can't read it. This is really, really pretty. Oh my gosh, that is one of those colors I'm just always looking for. It manages to have a shimmer and still look more sophisticated, not like, you know, the like Barbie lips or something like that, you know, not like it's supposed to go with like blue eyeshadow. That is just, oh my gosh, so pretty. As you're seeing a theme, somehow I kind of always get to this color with different products at this time of year because it just matches everything I'm wearing without being overwhelming. It's so pretty and very cool tone friendly. Okay, now this one's not cool tone, but it is cool tone friendly. And I love this formula. This is, I found it on Amazon. Really pretty and very soft sort of blur lip color. And it is a really good sort of medium neutral color that goes really well with a lot of the sort of like warmer, more orangey outfits that you might be wearing this time of year and the tans and all that kind of stuff. But some of it is just this formula. It's super, super soft, but yet it's a blurry lip. A lot of times the blurry lips are a little dry. This one's not. I mean, it is just ultra, ultra soft, and it's a really nice neutrally color that I think most people could wear. So yeah, I reach for this whenever I am not doing a cool look and I want something just a little warmer but not like orange. I do love that formula a lot, so this is a good new find. This one's on Amazon as well. Milani came out with some new fall themed colors. I do really like their Fruit Fetish lip oil formula a lot. I don't know what the deal is, and I bought another one of this, the black cherry one, hoping that the applicator issue would be fixed and that maybe the one I got a while ago was just a fluke. It's not. So I don't know, and then I have this new sort of like plummy one. I actually love what's in here. The applicator is frustrating because it doles out so little at a time, but if you want a really cool toned, really pretty sort of see-through purple, and it's very cool toned, I actually love this new sort of plummy color. This one is such a beautiful sort of stained glass, really cool plummy sort of purpley color on the lips. Really pretty. I love it, and it smells amazing. It smells like fall. So it smells like one of the apple cider candles or something like that. Oh my gosh, like I am in love. I love putting this on my lips, and it kind of tastes just a little bit sweet. So like really enjoy this. Still not so sure what's going on with the freaking applicator. Like why are they being so, like what changed? Here's that. Don't love that. Again, like this color. If you need something really cool, the black cherry one is dead cool. This will definitely cool down any look that you have. It's almost, I would say, too cool. It's a little bit like using one of the black lipsticks, but let me see if this one smells. This one smells great again. Sweet, kind of like cherries, although this one's much more intense and smells even better. If you don't like smells, you're not gonna like these, but I love that. So especially any kind of fruity fall scents, I'm in. So I love this. The one thing that is a little frustrating is that I have to dip in several times to get the amount that I want on my lips. So, at any rate, if you were curious about these, you saw them come out and you didn't know if they're worth getting, that's kind of, there's like good and bad. That's what I think about that. Also, they had on their display some of their lip liners. If you're looking for a nice dark lip liner, the Milani lip liners are great. They're really smooth. It kind of matches with the black cherry, this particular one that I got. No complaints with these at all, and this was a color that I just was missing, didn't have that. So if you want to do some of this really dark velvet matte looks and you're not afraid to be vampy, I actually started this look with this sort of lining the corners to give it a little more color. This is a good addition to all the other sort of more neutral ones that I have. This is probably the darkest one that I actually have. If you are a darker skin tone, you will probably be able to use this and love this as just like a almost medium toned lip liner for you. So truly cool toned, really, really nice formula. All right. Okay, these are a new addition to the Maybelline Superstay Matte Ink ones. This is 500 and 510. I do wish that the colors were actually what was on the outside. However, they do match some of the orange shirts and clothes that I got. I have to say, like, really beautiful, sort of intense matte colors. So if that's what you are looking for, they have added a bunch of sort of browns, and these are actually pretty nice. I will say, like, if you try to build these up too much, you're going to end up with really sort of sticky feeling lips, and I don't love that. So sometimes I actually like using these. I will mix the two to get the exact color I want, which would be closer to what my shirt is. Or I will use these as the base of something, and then I will, because they're pretty good at like creating a line for you, and then I'll use other colors or a lip gloss in the center, which I know is not how they're supposed to be used, but if you saw these and you were curious, I did want to at least share what these do look like, and then you can decide whether you need the new sort of fall colors. I'll say, I love these colors. They're perfect for fall. Really gorgeous. Really nice addition to the rest of their formulas. They also added very similar colors. I talked about these during the summer. These would be great toppers. This is, you know, their lifter glosses, which have always been a really good formula. And these ones are the honeyed ones. And again, sort of real similar. Those are almost exactly the same. So if you want to use these to top these to make it sort of I don't know, a nicer look, I think these go really, really well together. And I just aesthetically, I love these colors. They seem so like warm and caramely, and yet cooler undertones. So like, I don't know, they have this warm fall velvety sort of feel to them that just makes me like want to go get a cup of coffee. So at any rate, all of these are new to their lines, and the colors are perfect for fall and cool tone friendly. And finally, I mean, I can't be showing you fall lips without talking about the Kiko Milano ones. I probably have mentioned both of these in other videos, but these ones are just perfect for fall. This was originally what I was wearing on my lips today. So this was the base. Amazing formula, gorgeous color, affordable. You can find them on Amazon if you're in the States, and just perfect for fall and very, very cool tone friendly. Actually, I think was it this one? I don't know, these are very similar, but like if you want something, I love that they have ones like this is like a muted version of this one's, they've just added in a little bit of sort of an orangey red, whereas this one is more like a cooler plum color with sort of a brownish undertone. I couldn't do a fall cool tone lips without mentioning these Kiko Milano ones. They are a go-to. They are every bit as good as like the Lisa Eldridge ones. More colors. I actually think they're a nicer formula in a lot of ways. These seem so high-end. I have not been disappointed with any of these. These colors are perfect for us, and the formula cannot be beat. So there. Okay, so that was another big one. But you know, I spend a whole month at least just picking up things here and there, ordering things here and there. So I end up with a pile of sort of all my cool tune favorites and what I'm reaching for. And so I do like to all put it in one big video that is a resource for you in case you were looking for something that was like, oh, that one, you know, that's just right. That's what I'm missing from my collection. That's something new that I had my eye on, but I wasn't sure if it was actually cool toned or cool tone friendly. That's why these videos are so big. So I put them into chapters so that you can skip around and, you know, find what you want, or, you know, just have them on in the background while you're doing your makeup. And all of the links are below. I try to link up the best prices that I can find online. A lot of the links are like affiliate, so I get a couple bucks. I appreciate if you click on them, but you don't have to. I have the description and everything there, so you can go find it in your store or whatever. I just want you to be able to find everything that I'm talking about. Okay, so let me know if you have any questions, and certainly if you have some ones that I have missed and that you are absolutely loving right now. go ahead and add that down below. We all like to read through the comments and see if we can get any more ideas. I certainly, I read all of your comments. I try to respond to all of your comments, and I get ideas all the time from the things that you share. So this is kind of a nice place for us all to share like our good finds and, you know, just be like little makeup friends. Okay. If you like this kind of content and you haven't subscribed yet, I sure would appreciate a like and subscribe, as it really helps my channel to grow. And I super appreciate you guys being here. I hope that where you are, you're at least starting to get a little bit of fall weather so that you can get into the mood with me. And I hope you're having a wonderful day, and I will see you in the next video.